Once upon a time, in a bustling market, there was a woman named Acua who sold delicious traditional dishes. Despite her hard work and dedication, she struggled to attract customers. Day after day, she would watch as people passed by her stall, ignoring her offerings. Acua confided in her friend, Alma, who sold fruits nearby. Alma listened attentively and offered words of encouragement. The next day, Alma approached Acua with a curious expression. "I think I know someone who can help you," she said. "An old man who lives on the outskirts of the market. He's known for his wisdom and magical powers." Intrigued, Acua followed Alma to the old man's hut. He greeted them warmly and listened to Acua's troubles. With a knowing smile, he handed her a small portion of powder. "Add this to your food, and customers will flock to you," he promised. "But remember, this is a secret. Share it with no one." Acua was skeptical, but desperate. She began adding the powder to her dishes, and to her amazement, customers started pouring in. Her stall became the most popular in the market, and people raved about her food. However, Acua's success was short-lived. One day, a curious customer noticed her pouring the powder secretly. The customer, fueled by jealousy, reported Acua to the community leaders. They confronted Acua, demanding to know her secret. When Acua realized her secret was exposed, she became hysterical. She had promised the old man she would keep it hidden. The shame and fear overwhelmed her, and she fell ill. Her body weakened, and her mind became clouded. As the days passed, Acua's stall remained empty, and her food went unsold. The community, once fascinated by her culinary skills, now shunned her. No one spoke to her, and she was left alone with her thoughts. The old man, saddened by Acua's fate, disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind only whispers of his existence. Alma, filled with regret, continued to sell fruits, but her friendship with Acua was never the same. Acua's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of jealousy and the importance of keeping promises. Her once thriving stall now stood as a haunting reminder of her downfall, a testament to the devastating consequences of her secret being exposed.
Amara had always been drawn to the finer things in life. She loved designer clothes, expensive jewelry, and luxury cars. Her friends would often joke that she had a gold-plated heart because everything she wanted had to be shiny and new. As she grew older, Amara's love for material possessions only intensified. She landed a high-paying job and spent every penny on lavish items, convinced that they would bring her happiness. Amara also had a tendency to look down on those who couldn't afford the same luxuries as her. She would often judge guys who couldn't take her to fancy restaurants or buy her expensive gifts. Her friends would try to warn her about her superficiality, but Amara wouldn't listen. One day, while shopping at a high-end boutique, Amara met a wealthy businessman named Marcus. He showered her with gifts and attention, and she was swept off her feet. Marcus was charming, handsome, and seemed to have it all together. At first, their relationship was whirlwind romance. Marcus took Amara on exotic vacations, bought her designer clothes, and showered her with expensive jewelry. Amara was convinced she had found her prince charming, but as time went on, Amara began to notice red flags. Marcus would often belittle her in front of his friends, making snide comments about her intelligence and ambition. He would control what she wore, who she spoke to, and even what she ate. Despite her reservations, Amara couldn't resist Marcus's charm and generosity. She convinced herself that his behavior was a sign of love and concern. Her friends noticed the change in Amara and tried to intervene. Amara, he's not good for you, they'd say. He's changing you, and not for the better. But Amara wouldn't listen, blinded by the glitter of Marcus's wealth and status. As the months went by, Marcus's behavior became more and more controlling. He would take Amara's credit cards and spend thousands of dollars on himself, leaving her with nothing. He would take her car keys, leaving her stranded. He would even go through her phone, deleting messages and contacts he deemed inappropriate. Amara felt trapped and alone. She began to doubt her own worth, wondering if she was indeed the foolish, naive girl Marcus made her out to be. One day, Marcus demanded that Amara quit her job and move in with him. He promised to take care of her, but Amara knew it was just another way to control her. With a heavy heart, Amara realized she had to escape. She packed her bags and left Marcus, but not before he took one final swipe at her dignity. He emptied her bank account, leaving her with nothing.
Stacy and Tracy, sisters with a 3-year age gap, shared a complicated relationship. Tracy felt overshadowed by Stacy's success and beauty. When Stacy moved to the city for her career, Tracy stayed behind, feeling lost. Stacy met Teddy, a wealthy entrepreneur, and they got engaged. Tracy was jealous, feeling like she'd never find someone like Teddy. When Teddy visited with Stacy, Tracy's jealousy intensified. She started fantasizing about him, imagining a forbidden relationship. When Tracy moved to the city for college, Stacy invited her to stay with them. Tracy was drawn to Teddy's charm and kindness, and her fantasies grew stronger. With Stacy away on a work assignment, Tracy saw an opportunity to seduce Teddy and trap him into a relationship. Tracy's plan worked, and she got pregnant. She knew Teddy would marry her, especially since she was carrying his child. When Stacy returned, Tracy revealed her pregnancy, and Teddy confessed his infidelity. Stacy felt betrayed and hurt, demanding Tracy leave the apartment. But Tracy refused, claiming she loved Teddy and the baby was a blessing. The argument ended with Stacy slapping Tracy, and the sisters not speaking for weeks. As the situation got more complicated, Teddy's family pressured him to marry Tracy, while Stacy's friends encouraged her to move on. Tracy remained defiant, convinced she'd won Teddy's heart. Tragedy struck when Tracy went into labor prematurely and didn't survive. The baby was born healthy, but Tracy was gone. Teddy was devastated, realizing too late that his infidelity had cost him Stacy's love. Teddy begged for Stacy's forgiveness, and they slowly rebuilt their relationship. As they navigated their grief and forgiveness, they grew closer, determined to make their love work. The baby, named after Tracy, symbolized their redemption and new beginning. In the end, Stacy and Teddy emerged stronger, their love tempered by the trials they faced. They knew their relationship was worth fighting for and were determined to make it last. Akushika, a 17-year-old girl with a voice like gold, lived in the small village of Kakpo. Nestled in the heart of West Africa, Kakpo was a place where tradition and myth entwined like the vines on the ancient trees. Aku's voice was renowned throughout the village, and people would travel from afar to hear her sing. But Kakpo was facing a calamity. A severe drought had struck, withering crops and drying up the river that was the village's lifeblood. The villagers were desperate, and their leader, the wise and aged Kofi, sought the help of the village's spiritual leader, the mysterious and feared Baba Ataku revealed that the drought was a punishment from the gods, angered by the village's disregard for tradition and the balance of nature. To restore balance, Aku's voice was needed to awaken the ancient spirits of the land. Aku embarked on a perilous journey to the mystical shrine of the songbird, hidden deep within the nearby forest. Legend spoke of the shrine's power to amplify Aku's voice, but also of its treacherous paths and terrifying creatures. As Aku ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered strange occurrences, eerie whispers in the wind, ghostly apparitions flitting between trees, and an unsettling feeling of being watched. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, a mysterious woman with eyes that gleamed like stars in the night sky. "Who are you?" Aku asked, her voice trembling. "I am Akua, the guardian of the shrine," the woman replied, her voice low and hypnotic. "And you, Aku Shika, are the chosen one, destined to restore balance to Kpakpo." Akua led Aku through the treacherous paths, testing her courage and wits. Finally, they reached the shrine of the songbird, an ancient structure hidden behind a waterfall. Aku's voice echoed off the walls as she sang, awakening the spirits of the land. The response was immediate. Dark clouds gathered, and a torrent of rain poured down upon Kpakpo, reviving the crops and replenishing the river. The villagers rejoiced, knowing their struggles were over. But Aku's journey was far from over. She soon discovered that her voice had awakened an ancient evil, one that threatened to destroy Kpakpo. With Akua's guidance, Aku embarked on a new quest to defeat the darkness and save her village.